North Carolina Mutual. All
That's what me and
life insurance company.
Rent so high in the neighborhood, but love don't.
Urban renewal. What?
That's like when they tear down all the old stuff and replace it with new stuff, right? So.
No, that's gentrification.
Okay.
Urban renewal basically is where you segment parts of the city.
Bible say we all from the same river, but some of us go to heaven too soon. Why some of us get to heaven?
So what do you have to say about this build, like this new apartment complex that they're building right here, or they just built? Like,
Oh yeah, they just built it.
Yeah, they just
Right.
put them up.
This is all again part of gentrification. This is all gentrification.
You just playing gentrification again.
Right. Even when you take a look in downtown Durham, the jail is brand new.
Why?
The courthouse is brand new.
Right.
It's very interesting. Even over there, they really have worked to reinvent parts of the Durham ballpark area. Gentrification is like, it's like, in my opinion, it's like the Star Trek Genesis project. You have a brand new matrix coming in and taking over. And what's happening is that it's taking over with money. Look at these houses and apartments. These are apartments. You have yet to see the actual condos. Notice this. This is very interesting. Across the street, you have this.
the one.
Rent so high in the neighborhood.
Right?
Dude, it's like $700 a month.
Look at all that. On this
many
side,
bedrooms?
you have new money.
the black people.
For good, no. Why? Pigs won't take black mama's kids. Bible say we all from the same river, but some of us go to heaven too soon. Why some of us get to heaven too soon? Why?
The ladies.
What's up? Y'all live in this area? Which house is yours, if I can ask? We ain't trying to do nothing to it, but do y'all live in the new house over there? Or came by where? Okay, so you live in the new house out here? Are they gonna try to get your parents or get you guys out of that old house, do you think?
Probably.
How's that happen? What do they do? They sell the house? What about your school? What schools do you guys go to? Where's that?
Yeah.
So you guys are bused over there? Y'all take the bus?
Yeah.
So they're probably gonna give your parents, you say, some cash pretty much for the house? How do you feel about it? Do you think your parents are gonna relocate to that area over there, or how do you feel about this whole thing, these new houses going up? Why is it good? I appreciate it. Thanks, Jim.
Rent so high in the neighborhood, but love don't call when she said she would. Friends who come don't stay for good, no. Why? Pigs won't take me.
Said this was a school?
So I didn't go to school, so I ain't not gonna do nothing with it because it's been like this since I've.
But some of us go to heaven too soon. Why some of us get to heaven too soon? Why?
such a reputation that whether it was Booker T. Washington or Frederick Douglass, they both visited Durham because people wanted to see this place and space that was created that had such a strong infrastructure that was, you know, building families and a university and a hospital, you know, but you had this, so it was the Black Wall Street because it had the roots or grounding of financial institutions.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, we want to ask you a few questions about Black Wall Street. So what exactly do you know about Black Wall Street? Or what can you tell us about Black Wall Street?
Well, it was really a coin that was raised by W. Du Bois and some others when they came to visit Durham in the early 30s, I guess, late 30s, 40s. And they were just marveled at the number of African American businesses that were in a town like Durham, as small as Durham was, to be doing the type of economic development, finance, insurance, etc. And so they likened it to Wall Street. Only black persons were doing the business. You had County Farmers Bank, you had insurance companies, you had North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company, and other minority businesses that were located either near Wall Street or in the HI area.
What all do you know about Black Wall Street? I guess its origins and things like that.
So Black Wall Street, I'm somewhat knowledgeable about. I know that it definitely helped build Durham, sustain Durham, especially the black community. It kind of proves the point of, and this kind of gets sticky for people, but segregation did do something positive in the South. It did show us that we can have our own, whereas you go sometimes in Northern, you don't see that same type of bustle and hustle for people to stick together and really support and circulate the black dollar. So I can see it. It still lives within Durham. I've had the opportunity to grow up with people who've been a part of Black Wall Street and to have them as mentors, but also see how it sustained our community more so, even as close to NCC as well.
How do you feel that Black Wall Street was derailed? Like, what ended that?
Government. I think that 147 definitely plays a big part in the derailment of Black Wall Street. I mean, even looking at Millionaire Row, Cleveland Holloway, which we really want to move to, just how it kind of separated the community again. So something that had built up so much was then taken away. So I think that's one aspect of it. I think that integration is another aspect of it. Opportunity is always great, but you have to kind of remember where you come from, right? And so we started getting away from circulating the black dollar, and a lot of our businesses didn't flourish anymore.
What was Black Wall Street as far as, I guess, its origins, and what did it mean to this community?
So, you know, one of these, when I listen to Black Wall Street, you know, I come with a different perspective, mainly as a transplant. You know, when I came into Durham, you know, I moved to Durham to go to school over 2002, left, went to New York, and then came back in 2005 to open up a business. So the history and the legacy of Black Wall Street was, you know, kind of told to me by so many others. And so, you know, when you hear about the legacy of Black Wall Street, especially in the 1960s, you know, you hear about a time period where clearly you had a lot of black-owned minority businesses that were self-sufficient, that I think provided, both inspiration and I think financial management and literacy within our community. And so that importance, especially when you look at it today in terms of from banks to stores to insurance, of being able to, you know, provide resources and assistance within our own community. That legacy, you know, especially in that time period, you know, it's as needed then as it is today.
What do you think caused the derailment of Black Wall Street? Like, what caused it, I guess, to, I don't know if it's exactly stop, but what caused it, I guess, to slow down and, you know, to the state it is today?
So, I mean, I guess in terms of what stopped Black Wall Street, you know, so again, I guess, you know, again, not being from Durham, you know, a lot of it is more so through talking to others in terms of when I listen to a lot of the issues and challenges that would happen in Black Wall Street. But, you know, my understanding too is, you know, there's a lot of stories, and I think, I guess, historic information around, you know, 147, the Durham Freeway, kind of going through Fayetteville Street, you know, separating like the Haytide Harrison Center from downtown. And so my understanding with Black Wall Street was when you look at today, a lot of the black neighborhoods that are over on Fayetteville, you know, near North Carolina Central, you know, 147 came through there, that construction project to link, my understanding is Raleigh and Durham, you had something go right down the middle of a community. And right there, you instantly stop people from coming into downtown, or at least making it that much more difficult. And so, I think
like less accessible.
Right, and so you're right. So it's kind of less accessible. I think capital began to move out of downtown, just in general. I mean, you think about from not just even Black Wall Street, but downtown Durham as a whole began to really lessen. They began to move out into RTP, to Raleigh, and to even, you know, the latter years of South Point. Durham. And so I think a lot of that stuff kind of contributes to the kind of derailment of Black Wall Street over decades.
Gentrification and how you think it affects Black Wall Street, like, you know, white people and buying and then pushing like the black people.
I think the best example of that we've been in times. And as far as community, we asked for help. We didn't get eminent domain.
Rent so high in the neighborhood.
That's what's going on now. They're moving people out.
But love don't call what she said she would.
Redoing these
Friends who come don't stay for good. No, no.
Come $200,000.
Pigs won't take black mama's kids. Bible said we all from the same river.
Look around and say, well, hey.
But some of us go to heaven too soon. Why some of us get to heaven too soon.
And we've seen, and we still see, in 1950, we had segregation. But as far as the white folks were coming to us in the 50s, the 60s, the 40s, the 30s, down here. And they were supposed to be separate. We had to fight the integrated schools and all that. And I said, fight. We never had any shootings, hangings, and murders. Because everybody kind of knew everybody. They worked at the factories, licking the mines, and licking back to Duke Hospital. Those were the entities. But back in the day, you had a house, you had money in your pocket, and you all had, what do we have today? And if somebody needed something,
yeah, I just want to ask you your input on the Black Wall Street, and do you see Black Wall Street having the potential to come back again?
Well, you know, I've heard a lot about Black Wall Street when I was a student here at NCCU. There were several times during my tenure as an undergrad that I heard about Black Wall Street, recognizing that Fayetteville Street, the Fayetteville Street corridor was really big in terms of progressive black folks in the area. I think I do see that there could be some potential for it to come back. And I think that's something that would have to be led by some young African American students who finished school here at NCCU, kind of wanting to pour back into the community. I think one of the things about Black Wall Street was it really was a commitment from folks within the community to make their community better. What we find sometimes now is that folks might come here to Durham for a particular time frame, and then they kind of pursue opportunities elsewhere. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think that there is a need for people to commit kind of right here, to make a difference right here. And so I think there is potential for it to come back, so long as there are folks who see the need for trying to plant themselves here in order to try to help bring this area up.
There's a lot of gentrification going on around the university. Like on Fairville Street, there's a lot of new houses being built.
Right.
And it's getting closer and closer to Central. Do you believe that Central need to start buying some of that real estate to help out Black Wall Street, or help, promote or help grow the community, or do you think the community is getting smaller?
No, I mean, I think there is some responsibility. I think the university does have, if you all take a look at, I think, some of the master plans and so forth, then you can see that there are plans that are always kind of in the works for the university to continue to grow and to expand. We're pretty landlocked where we are. If you think about it, like our new student center that we are hoping to bring on at some point in time in the next couple of years, that's going to require for houses right around that area to be purchased in order for the university to expand. So I think it's a shared responsibility. I think, a lot of times we hear conversation around gentrification and that being negative, and I think there is that's certainly some valid argument in that in terms of it displacing those who may not necessarily have as much for the benefit of some sort of other population. But I also think that there is a need for there to be specific focus on trying to strengthen the community around the institution. I think it makes it it can help make the institution better. It can help make the institution more marketable. It can help make the institution more competitive. And it provides a level of exposure, I think, for students. I think there are things here that I wish, or things that other institutions, businesses and the like that exist around other institutions that I wish our students here could benefit from. For me, I've often made the argument, for us, we need probably some healthy options in terms of eating around campus, off the yard. But if you look at it, there was churches right over here, which I noticed that today churches is closed. There's Burger King down on 55, right? There's KFC down the street. All these places that have been tied to kind of unhealthy living. Where are the healthy options? Where are the food stores right within walking distance of the institution? When they put the Food Lion down there, right down Fayetteville, that was like a first. There's been a lot of talk in recent years around the fact that this area in general has been considered to be a food desert, right? Which means that there's not access to healthy eating options in this area. If you think about that in terms of who lives in this community, there is a need for someone to pay some specific attention to this area and to try to make things better for students. Now, Black Wall Street ties into that, and that being Black folks who take on the task of trying to invest in this space. Alums and young undergrads and folks who come here who want to see something different for those who come behind them. To be quite honest, as an alum myself, I work here because I want to make a difference in the lives of young folks, because when I walked these sloping hills in Verdant Greens as a student, there were some folks who invested in me. And so I'm calling myself kind of paying it forward to try to make things better for you all. And hopefully you all will take up the task and try to make it better for those who come after you.
Rent so high in the neighborhood. But love don't call what she said she would. Friends who come don't stay for good, no.
That's what's
Pigs won't take black mama's kid.
the only thing that was messed up with white people.
Bible say we all from the same root. But some of us go to heaven too soon. Why some of us get to heaven too soon?
That's what a mistake is. You can't raise a child.
Do you think that Black Wall Street can be restored or be brought back to the level in which it was in maybe the 60s or maybe even the 50s during the time period? And if so, what do you think would need to occur for that to happen?
So I think, you know, that's probably one of the most powerful questions that I actually haven't heard, man, in probably 6 years since I've been here. The reason being, most people always talk about the history and the legacy of Black Wall Street, but not too many people ask about how do we reinvent that pride of what Black Wall Street is known for when you look at specifically minority Black owned businesses. And so I guess to answer your question, do I think it can be done again? Of course. And I think, you know, to see, you know, current businesses, whether it's BU Cafe, whether it's Dave's Chicken and Waffles, whether it's Exotic is down here. You know, you look at the festivals that are going on with the Art of Cool Festival, and you know, there are, you know, you look at Complex Creative, which is you know, on Paris Street right now. So I think the ability to see a lot more Black businesses that are here in Durham is definitely possible. I think what it's going to take is, how do I put it? I guess people really giving a damn to make something happen. I mean, at the end of the day, is there are people who want to. There's something about entrepreneurs who are going to say, you know what, I'm going to take the road less traveled, and I'm going to try to create something that does not exist, or better yet, I'm going to try to create something and make it better. And right now, I think until I see a lot more young people and people in general, but definitely young people that are willing to take on that risk and be creative and be innovators and be startup entrepreneurs, and it not just be amongst other communities but within the Black community, then right now I think we got a ways to go before we see a Black Wall Street here in Durham.
Do you feel like the Black Wall Street could be brought back, and if so, how? And what would need to happen, I guess?
I think it definitely could be brought back. I think it's definitely on the emergence. We have people like BU that are here. You have the Institute with Andrea Harris. You have so many local businesses that are booming. You have a lot of mentoring programs for young Black males. But I also think that by us being a very diversified location and having so many colleges as well, that there's people who are learning and growing an appreciation for Black businesses and just how much Durham is really Black.
Do you think that Black Wall Street could be brought back, and if so, how?
Well, I'm not so sure that it can be brought back to where it was during the time that corn was raised, primarily because this is a more dispersed in Durham now rather than being located in one particular area. Again, you have to understand this is a time of segregation, and we're fortunate in Durham that Black businesses pretty much congregated in a certain area, primarily in the Hayti area. So, of course, all that has been destroyed now. So I don't think you ever see that semblance of Black Wall Street come back to Durham in the sense that we had it back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
so high in the neighborhood, but love don't call when she said she would. Friends who come don't stay for good, no, no, no. Pigs won't take black mama's kids. Bible say we all from the same river, but some of us go to heaven too soon. Why some of us get to heaven too soon?